Hello, Mrs. Hill here with your mini lesson for Saxon 47. This is the Bitmoji room that we started with our Saxon lesson today. If you go to Starfall or you click here through the Bitmoji room, it will let you review the uppercase F and the lowercase f and go over some words that start with the sound, which is the F sound. Now, if you look at the chart behind me, you can see some words that we wrote down today while in class. So, get my pointer. We said fox, fish, 5, fantastic. And then some students, while doing a shared reading lesson with me later on, some of the students were with Miss Banner working on something, and some were with me. And we were working on the difference between fiction and nonfiction. So we talked about how fiction can be fake, right? That's how we remember fiction, fake, it's not real, or fantasy. And those words all begin with that F too. Tricky thing, sometimes words sound like they start with F, but they actually start with PH. Like the city, Philadelphia. It starts with but PH makes that sound. And the same with photograph. So in my small group today, we were talking about photographs and how photographs are in nonfiction books. Photograph also sounds like, but it's spelled PH. All right? So these are our words that sound like F, the ones in pink here, and use the letter F in order to spell those words. Okay? So let's move over to our letter F that we did on our activity sheet for Saxon today. So first of all, if you don't have this, remember that it's not an excuse to not do it. You do it on blank paper instead. While we are in class, I always actually put up a blank piece of paper and show you what you're doing if you're on blank paper. And then I also put this up and show you what you're doing if you have this activity sheet in front of you. Okay? So we talked about the uppercase F and the lowercase f. And here we have our picture of our fish. All right. So first we did uppercase and lowercase matching. If you don't have this sheet and you're using blank paper, I am going to write the letter for you, and then you are going to write the lowercase letter. If you have the sheet, you can go through and match. So this I see as an uppercase F. I'm going to find its lowercase match. There we go. If you're on blank paper, you're going to practice writing an uppercase F and a lowercase f. If I go too fast, remember you have the option to pause the video. I go slower in class, but on video you can always pause it to catch up. Here I have an uppercase M. I'm going to match it to its lowercase m. If you're on blank paper, uppercase M, write your lowercase m. Here I have an uppercase I. I'm going to match it to its lowercase I. On blank paper, uppercase I, write your lowercase. And finally, for this box, we have an uppercase H, match it, to your lowercase h. If you're on blank paper, you can write it. Okay. Now, this box in class, I told the kids to do on their own. Okay, so you're going to match the letters on your own and then send me a picture. And if you have blank paper, you are going to write the lowercase letters. The lowercase letters for these uppercase letters. Okay, so that is the front page of Saxon 47. If you turn over on the back, we practiced sounding out a word that I said to see what all the sounds were and the letters that make those sounds. So for instance, for number 1, and if you're on blank paper, you're just going to write what I'm writing. If you have this paper, you're just going to circle the word. You don't have to write it unless you want to. So the first word is off. So you need to look in this box and you need to find the word off. Now when we say the word off, I hear 2 sounds. Here's what I hear. Ah, like octopus, ah. That's what I hear. But that word isn't off. That word is of, which is one of our sight words. If you look up behind me, under letter O, you see the sight word of. O-F. But we need to spell off. Off is spelled with twin consonants. Two consonants, F, F. Two consonants are the same. They're twin consonants. This is off. So I'm going to circle off. For number 2, find the word list. So let's listen. L-ist. 4 sounds. So I need L, I, st. Sorry, that's kind of sloppy. List. 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 Okay? All right, number 3. It's my last name, Hill. All right? So find hill. Hill also has twin consonants at the end. Ready? Ill. 3 sounds. It's going to have 4 letters. So I hear I, ill. That's what I hear. But hill has twin consonants. I don't say the L twice. I don't say hill. I say hill, right? But twin consonants, they say the sound, but only once. So here's hill. And finally, the last one is fin. In, fin. So I hear I, fin. Okay? All right, let's practice our sight words. So say the sight word if you know it. Ready? If, of, his. And remember, that is one of those words that has an S at the end but sounds like Z. His. Here's another one like that. Has. Now this, you guys know this sight word. What's this sight word? It, right? So all you're doing is adding an S. Now instead of it, it's it's. Like, it's a nice day outside. Okay? And then our sight word, I had to think for a minute. Our sight word for today, since we read polar bear, what do you hear? We used hear as in hearing with your ears. In fact, the word hear has the word ear in it. Here's the word ear. Hear. All right, not like I'm sitting here. That's a different kind of hear. This is I can hear with my ears. So make sure you add this to your word wall for your sight word for today. Okay? And feel free to check out the Bitmoji page if you want any other activities. Today we did go over a word list. I'll show that real quick. Go back to my letter S room. So here's the word list. We practiced splitting the words into a T-chart as to their sounds. So for instance, you see this side, these are the words that sound like S, and this side, these are the words that sound like Z. All right, so you can pause the video and you can leave these words up and try reading them with someone at home. Again, they're all spelled with S. The only one that isn't is pig. All right, that's the only word that doesn't have an S in it. But all the rest, oh, I'm sorry, and two. All the other words have an S in it, so it's either going to be sound like S or sound like Z. So we went ahead and sorted that. And you see Stan's Pigs is written here. Please don't forget to send me a recording of you reading. Shout out to Carmen, who has already done that. Thank you, Carmen. All of these are sight words that you're going to see in Stan's Pigs. All right, and they all have that Z sound at the end. Please reach out if you have any questions.